Happy Monday. I did not record all last week and it was pretty crazy. Part of that was there was a lot of dad duties going on. The in-laws were out of town, so dad was filling in a lot of stuff while working, and Sam was helping out when, you know, appointments and things came up. So last week was a little hectic. To kind of get up to speed, we unfortunately had to relist the Mokina townhouse. The buyer had some unfortunate personal things come up and we were not able to move forward, so that was put back on today. We got a buyer under contract in Bradley. That was awesome because they are on a tight timeline, and Dustin, one of my favorite lenders, was able to do this in 2 weeks, so they will be hopefully closing before end of May. Right now, picking up Ellie from dance, and then we need to run to Burr Ridge and pick up one of my for sale signs at the lot because that is closing tomorrow, and then drop off a sourdough loaf at my mother's, and then I'm gonna think of what else happened so I can rope you in. Today was half dad day, half work day, so here we are. Lately I've been really digging the rain. I'm not sure I love it. I used to say that when it was raining, oh, it was bad weather, and it was a simple, I shouldn't say simple, kind of mindset shift around that, because realistically it's not really bad. I mean, there's times where the weather could be, you know, causing issues with, you know, your health and safety, but there's beauty in the rain. You know, life, what would we have if it didn't rain? You know, the earth wouldn't be nourished, neither the animals. There's kind of beauty in it, so I try not to look at it as a bad thing that it's raining. So I catch myself from saying, oh, it's bad weather, or this stinks. Is it always ideal? No. You know, I have to go get a sign right now from our lot, and am I probably gonna get wet? Yes, but it's okay, because in a way this is just as beautiful as a sunny day. I know that it doesn't have anything to do with real estate, but it was a thought I had and I wanted to share, so I hope that helps you. I also realized that in episode 3 of Behind the Series, I said a lot. I'm not sure, I gotta rewatch the other footage, and at some point I just didn't feel like cutting it all out, so I need to get back to working on not saying as much, 1 while I'm talking, or 2 while I'm filming. That's it. Thank you for my TED Talk. Also, I have the expander in case you didn't know. What a wild day. Did the showing, picked up Ellie, came home. We were supposed to go to the zoo for Sam's birthday. Rainy, so that kind of threw things off, and then Ellie wasn't feeling herself, so to be safe, we just didn't go. Ended up being able to negotiate the showing from this morning. It was supposed to go live tomorrow, so it was in the private network. We were able to like swoop in, write a good offer. We are now going to be under contract. I'm just waiting for paperwork. Got a good offer for the Mokina townhouse that should hopefully be under contract tomorrow. It has been a wild time, and the end of May is going to be, it's going to be great. I'll share. But anyway, I need to do one more thing, and then I just grilled. We're gonna have dinner for Sam's birthday. Yeah, and that's it. So I will talk to you soon. It is now Wednesday. We have a bit of a hectic day. Ellie's dropped off at school. We're doing a working breakfast, as you see, and then the afternoon is gonna be a banger. We got a home inspection, and then a showing, and then home for a little bit, and then another showing at night. All right. We are leaving Bradley. We just finished up our home inspection. Everything went well, couple minor things, but nothing to be super concerned about. So we will, once the report comes in, we will chat tomorrow, and then we will see what we're gonna do. But in my eyes, nothing to where we couldn't, you know, come to an agreement or continue on with the process. So that is good to know. Now from Bradley, this is gonna get crazy. We are headed to Bensonville for a showing. So right now I am looking at 65 miles in about an hour and 15 minutes. And then from there, we are either gonna go work at a coffee shop or stop at home if we have time. But then we have a showing this evening in Plainfield. So it is quite the driving day, but all good stuff. I don't know if you could see it, but I am stuck in bumper to bumper traffic. This is the one time that I don't enjoy manual driving, but I don't do this all the time, so it's not that bad. But I think there's an accident, so we are, this kind of stinks. Good morning and happy Friday. Filming, I feel like this last week and a half has been a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna try to give you a bit of an update on how things went. Yesterday we ended up having 2 showings in the evening that were okay, but unfortunately probably not winners, and we have another one right now with those same buyers. We're on a bit of a time crunch, but I know we will make it happen, so we'll see how today goes. We have 2 inspections on our listings tomorrow. Then we have another inspection on Sunday so we have Cars and Coffee Sunday morning, and then we're gonna roll out straight to maybe stop at home for like a minute, and then we have an inspection that we got from the other day, which was a private listing network. We were able to get in one day before it went active. We wrote a really good offer, we're able to get it together, and they did not go active. They went with us, which is awesome to hear. So we have door knocking later today and a bunch of office work to do. So that's where we're at for now. I'll try to fill you in how the rest of the week has gone. Hello and happy Sunday. We had a Cars and Coffee morning, which was awesome. We had community service management showed up. We had some parking assistance, which was great for the grass area. And now I'm driving back home from an inspection we had from Tuesday. We have a buyer in Lombard, so we were doing that, which this is, I guess, kind of crazy. So pretty much a new home in the terms of it was renovated and listed. Everything looked great. There's only so much you could see in a showing. The more you're there, the more you're doing inspection, you're looking at things kind of come up. So this had some issues that came up, nothing to the point where we can't make this thing work or get some things addressed. Nothing to the point where we gotta walk away and try to find something better. But still, you kind of wouldn't expect it from, being done and being newly renovated, that just some of the stuff that came up was a little bit of a surprise, but we're okay. So pretty good amount of work this Sunday. Made some sourdough in the morning, left at 7:30 for Cars and Coffee. It is now 2:40, almost home. I need to set some showings for Monday and then hang out with the family. So happy Sunday. Good morning and happy Wednesday. I really got to get back to this kind of daily recording here because a lot has happened from the last video. So today is Wednesday. We dropped Ellie off at school. I had a meeting with Michelle for us to go over our farm. It looks like we're gonna be taking over a garage sale for Palmer Ranch in New Lenox, so that's pretty sweet. So we had a meeting to kind of go over our farm and a plan for that. And now I have a sweet sort of networking / business development meeting with one of my top lenders and finance guy to see what we can come up with that. So time for, sounds like a working lunch and then back to HQ. Let's get it. That storm looks like it's about to be wicked. We are headed out for some showings. Happy Friday. This is absolutely wild. I can barely see. It sounds like hail or something. This is nuts. We are back from showings. First one, we both missed that there was no garage. So that was kind of a bummer. And the second one was just old. There was a shared driveway issue and just not as great in person. There was hail at the house. The Subaru's outside. It does not appear to have any additional damage, which is great. Let's put the cans away, have some lunch. I think door knocking might be paused for the day, and let's just get to work. We have a lot of office work to do. Good morning and happy Wednesday. We're a little bit behind on filming. We're gonna finish this week out and this will be the end of this episode. We have a busy couple days. All our hard work and our clients' hard work from the previous month is finally catching up. We got 2 closings today, 2 closings on Friday, and then a few already scheduled in June, which is exciting. Right now we are in Mokina at our townhouse. We need to take off the lockbox, grab our sign, do a quick check on the inside, and head on our way. So let's do that right now. Got the key out, time to take the box off. We got our sign, get a couple quick shots for a reel, and then we are on our way. Then we have an exciting stop to make for, first of all, Cars and Coffee, and then depending on how that goes, might have some other options for Community Heartbeat or the Real Estate Shark. I'll tell you more. Got the lockbox and sign and our video out from the Mokina Thornham listing. Just stopped at our secret mission for Cars and Coffee. I think for right now, I'm gonna keep this a bit of a secret. I think I can, give you a small hint, but keep it a secret for now. I'm excited. I think hopefully as long as everything works out in terms of material cost, pricing, stuff like that, I think we've made some good progress today. So I'm gonna send some emails and go from there. Now we have a doctor's appointment, and then we have hopefully some office time, and then we're gonna have a final walkthrough and then a buyer closing. So we have our listing closing today, and then we have a buyer closing a little bit later. I'll check back in. Happy Friday. We've had a day already. We need to recap a little bit. I forgot where I last left off, but we had our second closing on Wednesday. So we had our listing Mokina, and then we had a buyer on Wednesday. That wasn't like a terrible, but we did have some issues come up with that. The final walkthrough was okay, but we had a fire inspection with the village that wasn't done. Luckily, we were able to, the village was awesome. They were able to get us in, and I was able to meet them at the final walkthrough. So there was that issue. Then the survey was supposed to be done. Realistically, it should have been done 2 days before closing and then given to us the day before closing, but it wasn't. It was ordered to be done the day before closing. Turned out there was an issue. It was being completed as we were doing the final walkthrough, which was wild. So we got that done. There was a few boundary disputes that we were able to figure out and kind of get title to insure over. If you have a question about that, I can explain what that is. So that was good. And then what else did we do Wednesday? Then I got a haircut Wednesday, and that was it. Perfect. Yesterday we had some childcare stuff, so then there was a little bit of a dad's day with mom helping and some work sprinkled in. So we had door knocking, which went great. Then I had a final walkthrough in Manhattan, and then I had a showing, which was good. It was a little bit of a bust, unfortunately, but a good showing nonetheless. We'll see what happens with that. And now that fast forward us to today. We had a 9 a.m. closing, and I finally left there at like 11:45 because this was we're dealing with a kind of like a large institution or out-of-state seller, and for whatever reason the seller side documents were not at closing when they should have been. They were FedExed, so I don't know if it was an issue with FedEx, issue with the seller not putting them in the box at the right time, or what the deal was, but there was a delay. So luckily we were able to kind of step in and have the documents emailed with, obviously knowing the hard copies would be delivered. So there's that. So now that closing is done. Really awesome couple. This is their first home. Worked with this with Michelle. It was awesome. We got it done. I'm so happy for them, for them to have their first home. Now we have a side quest from our boss. We need to go pick up a truck and then go pick up a dresser, drop that up at home, drop off the truck, and then do a second final walkthrough for today, or first final walkthrough for today, but a second closing later today. And that one is exciting also and very special to me, and I will tell you why later. I'm not sure where this video is gonna take us or where we've been, but I'm gonna end it right here. We're gonna get back on normal filming and hopefully normal posting. So I hope you're enjoying these behind the scenes. I'll see you in the next one.